What's up? Johnny Clyde here. So, this video here, I'm going to talk about some of the shit that I had to deal with women in Syracuse. I mean, when I first got to Syracuse, in Syracuse, for all y'all that don't know, is a college town in upstate New York, about 150,000 people. At one time, it was almost twice that size, but all the industry left. But anyway, I got there in about 2000. So I want to stay on topic. I don't want to talk about Syracuse. I want to talk about these bitches. And that's because Johnny Clyde know about bitches. I got there. I went up into the supermarket. I was still a front end supervisor. And that ain't no big fucking deal. I mean, it's got a nice little something like a title to it, front end supervisor. Got the word supervisor in it. Make you feel like you're a boss or something, but you're not really. And but I did get to wear a shirt and tie to work every day. I did get to look good going in. So I came over to Syracuse. I got over there. I landed on the west side, and the cashiers at the time, they still had about 10, 15, 20 cashiers. They had about 8 or 10 young ladies behind the customer service counter. There was the customer service manager, usually a woman. She was my boss. And I ran a shift of cashiers and baggers and parking lot guys. Oh, and bottle return guys. Them motherfuckers was a bunch of characters in their own right. But they was all cool. And they like Johnny Clyde. So the first group of women I ran into was all little, I don't want to say little, they was all low income working from low income area. There was you know, some projects about, I don't know, about a mile away, and most of them worked. Most of the cashiers that worked lived in those projects. So I'm coming in there with my shirt and tie on and my motherfucking speaking my, I guess, my best in my best vernacular coming out of Utica, New York, and I'm over there talking about excuse me and thank you and I'll see what else, how may I help you, and all of that type of shit. I probably sounded more cracker than they was used to. I don't sound not even a little bit white to myself and to most of the people that know me. But some people that know me and coming into a hood like that, from where I came from, yeah, I sounded a little bit, my shit came off a little bit sanitized. So they thought I liked white women. And I ain't gonna lie, Johnny Clyde have tasted a little bit of vanilla ice cream, but only a little bit. Only a little bit. And the shit wasn't for me. So I like black women. Up to that time, I hadn't even messed with a Hispanic woman. So it was all black women. But all these little chicks coming at me, I was able to fan them all. Girls in the customer service counter coming at me, I'm fanning them all. They didn't understand me. They thought my jeans was too tight. They thought my motherfucking jeans was too tight. But anyway, I was only in that store about a month. You know what I mean? And I made a couple of friends. Of course, they was female. I met a couple of young brothers that was cool. But for the most part, I ain't really hang out in that store too long. They transferred me across town, still in Syracuse, across town to the busier store. Now, the store on the west side I just came from was very slow, especially in the afternoon. I mean, very slow. up until maybe 3, 4 o'clock. It was dead as shit in there. You had your 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock run, but then it'd get dead again after about 5:30, 6 o'clock over on the west side. Dead to a motherfucker. Where they put me, which was on the east side, was the busiest supermarket in central New York. Was 172 Price Chopper on Erie Boulevard. That was a busy motherfucker. And I had to be one of the front end supervisors in that motherfucker. So I gets there, September 2000. I was on the west side for 1 month, moved over to this busy ass store on the east side. Got up in that bitch. It's goddamn hectic up in that motherfucker, but it's busy. The day go by quick. I'm going back and forth. I'm doing my thing. But let me back up just a bit. Soon as I got there, I knew it was going to be issues. Because by now, Johnny Clyde is very cynical. I'm always looking for the bullshit to start. Because wherever you go, wherever you work, at some point, the bullshit going to start. You're going to find out who the fucking asshole is, who the snitch is, who the suck up is, who the sellout is. You're going to find out all these things in probably the first 30 days of you working in a place. And in Erie Boulevard, motherfucking Price Chopper, first one I ran into was this big, tall ass motherfucking, well, I'm a stud. That's what they like to be called. Stud. Named Sherry. Had a fucking jerry curl and everything. She had a white girlfriend and everything. And she hated my little black ass. I was much too smooth. I came up in that motherfucker. I'm 42. Yeah, 42 when I went in that bitch. I had kept my shit shaved. I made sure I had brand new clean white shirts every store I went in. Nice tie, changed up the tie every day. I put my shit together well when I came up in that bitch. You only get one chance to make a first impression. So I hit that motherfucker, and that store had the same situation. A set of projects about 1.5 miles away, so all the cashiers and baggers and low-level employees was from the projects, most of them. And the surrounding area was kind of lower middle class. 21 cashiers, 21 baggers, about 8 guys in the parking lot, about 10 customer service girls, and maybe 1 guy back there. But they had me, the big tall stud, and about 3 or 4 other front-end supervisors. Stuck my black ass on the night shift, which was cool. But when I came to work at 3:30 in the afternoon, that bitch usually humming. Motherfuckers getting out of work humming. But boy, that was, I'm going to tell you something, that was 2003, 2004, late 2000. Oh, wait a minute. 2001, 2, 3, and 4. 2004 is when they fucked me over. But the first 3 years, I look forward to going to work every day for a bunch of reasons. For one, I liked what I was doing. I was hustling my ass off. I was across the front end. I was doing my thing. I wasn't making any mistakes. I was working harder than any other front end supervisor they had up there. I never missed a day of work. What else? I mean, I handled everything. When I came to work, a lot of other supervisors would stand down and let me do everything. Sometimes I ain't even see them bitches no more until I'll be back, I'm going on lunch. I ain't seen the bitch all night because they know I'm handling the whole fucking shebang by myself. That's the kind of worker I was, right? But also, it was some bitches come through that motherfucker that made my hair was on a fucking swivel. Oh my God. Any kind of woman Any kind of woman I thought I might have wanted came through Erie Boulevard Price Chopper. Because Syracuse University is maybe 3 or 4 miles away, short little run away. I used to see SU basketball players come through that motherfucker, big tall ass niggas. I seen Carmelo Anthony come in the store and shop, cash his little check or whatever. 2003 was a wonderful year for me, good ass year. And yes, the bitches did come. Now, I had one woman. See, the thing was this. They didn't know me. The women started coming at me. I didn't even have to go after none of them. The women started coming at me, asking me all kinds of questions. These fucking teachers and shit. And people working for the school district. And people working for the university. Women working for the university. Nurses. I'm talking about even police. They wanted to know who this smooth little black motherfucker was who was running the front end. You know what I'm saying? They got to know my name, Clyde, and all that. And they started asking me personal questions. Now, before I get into some of the types I ran into, I'm going to just talk about the one type that got on my fucking nerves. And had I known then what I know now, I probably would have hurt her feelings that night. Because she had been flirting with me, coming in the store every night. See, here's the problem. A lot of these women anyway, think that just because you being nice to them, you flirting with them. Now, I'm not going to lie, I flirted. But I wasn't flirting all the time. And only very few women I actually flirted with. And this woman was shaped like a fucking beer keg with skinny ass legs. Now, she had a cute face because she had her makeup and her hair did. But that body wasn't nothing I was trying to get with. You feel me? I'm going to just keep it a buck on this video. It wasn't nothing I was trying to get with. And she insulted me by saying, coming off, she had gotten comfortable popping off to me every time she come in the store. I can't really say nothing. I only got a few seconds to speak with somebody unless they have a problem. But she gonna get all in my face. I make more money than you, so I wouldn't be interested in blah, blah, blah. Some shit like that, she said. Now, answering that question back then, I just kind of blew it off, and I thought about it later. After I got off work, then I got a little pissed off, and I kind of made a comeback or answered her back later. But she wasn't nothing I was trying to get with, is the point. But for some reason, she had convinced herself that I liked her. And that because I worked in the supermarket, wasn't in her league anyway. My thing is, I don't really give a shit about how much money a woman makes. I really don't. I ain't never gave a fuck about how much money a woman made. Most guys don't care how much money a motherfucking woman makes. But they think we do. Because they think in their head that you are after they little bit of money or something. I gotta tell you, I don't give a fuck. Back when I was in my 20s, there were times when I didn't have a car. And I had to get to work on the bus or walk if I felt like it. Get where I had to go to the grocery store, blah, 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 do whatever I had to do on foot. And eventually, I got myself a bike. And I'm a fucking athlete. I needed to do cardio anyway, so I started riding my bike. Those were some of the most stress-free fucking times I can remember. Why? Because I didn't have to worry about a car payment, car repairs, car insurance. gas, inspection, any of that shit. All that shit goes away when you don't have a car in New York State. All that shit goes away. Your life is simple. And you run up on a bitch and you tell her you ain't got a car, she'll think it's a damn, it's a check against you. But in certain parts of the country, it's stupid to have a car. And if you live in within your means, and you don't need to have a car, and you ain't making that much money, but you happy and you fulfilled, then you don't need a car. Back then, those were some of the simplest fucking times I ever lived through. I had just enough money to make it through the week. I was living by myself. My motherfucking child support was coming off the top. Don't get it twisted. I always had a side hustle to keep money in my pocket. I was always cool. And so when I hit Syracuse, I wasn't that broke, if you will. I had enough money to pay my bills. I had some money in the bank. I was doing okay. And yeah, the bitch made more money than me, but like I said, I didn't give a fuck. There's a lot of people that make more money than me. What do you think I care? I care about what makes me feel good and fulfilled inside, as everyone should. You know, I think people's happiness shouldn't depend on how much fucking money they got, because you ain't gonna never have enough, so you ain't gonna never be happy enough. You know what I'm saying? So when I got over there, that was one of the first insulting things one of the first. And I ain't gonna tell you how the big, tall LGBTQ woman tried to flush my ass down the toilet. She got mad at me because she thought I liked the white girls. She thought that I liked the white girls that she liked. She don't know. I don't fuck with white girls like that. I just don't. Why don't you fuck with white girls like that? Because white girls will have you running down the motherfucking street like Jonathan Major. And I ain't with it. And that's going to be my standard answer. Shout out Cat Williams. But yeah, she thought I liked her motherfucking white girl. And she told the, the co-manager, that I was being vulgar on the front end. Because I didn't even curse. I said something about the ladies' bathroom. There was water on the floor or something. Somebody need to go in there and get that up. Something. Because I can't go in there and get it up. She wrote a letter to the fucking co-manager. He calls me in. Sherry said, you said blah, 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 blah. I said, I don't know what the fuck she talking about. I said, ask her exactly what I said. I went in full defense mode because you got to. If you out there working and you behind enemy lines and you know you right and you need the fucking gig, defend yourself. I defended myself and I won because she couldn't tell him exactly what the fuck I said. I said, ask her exactly what I said. I said, she's so upset she don't want to talk about it. I said, that funky goddamn ghetto ass dyke ass bitch mad because she think I want them fucking white girls and I don't. Anyway, true to form, her ass flushed out because they shipped her fucking ass over to the west side where I had come from. They kept me in the busy store because they saw how I got down and shipped her Jerry curl wearing ass over to the west side where she wound up getting fired from for the same kind of bullshit. Anyway, the moral of that story is assholes at work generally self-destruct. All you got to do is give them time. Assholes at the workplace, they generally self-destruct. All you got to do is give them time. So, my early experiences with broads over in Syracuse started off like that. I ran into that one broad who thought that because she made a few extra dollars, she was higher on the social scale than me when she built like a fucking cinder block. Don't never let them sweat you, bro. Take it from Johnny Clyde. Your happiness Your self-worth comes from within. It's not what you do that's important. It's who you are, how you live. Can you look at yourself in the mirror every day and like what's looking back at you and respect what's looking back at you? Are you living an honest lifestyle or are you bullshitting? I'm going to tell you right now, most people is bullshitting. Johnny Clyde, and I'm out. Peace.